Stampers, this is Jose from stampingjoe.com and welcome to another episode of Creative Backgrounds. Today's background I'm really excited about. It's something really fun and easy to make, and it uses a product in a different way. So this is the card I'm going to teach you how to make today, and let's get started. The product I'm using to create this background is called Delicate Details Lace Tape, and it's found on page 3 of the spring catalog. So you can see it right here. It's actually one of those products that's really easy to overlook. So you can see it here, and the description is all here. It comes with 2 different little spools, and both have a different pattern. So you can see this is the pattern that I'm using, but you can also find this more straight-edged with little curves at the end pattern as well. What I like about these is you can actually use them directly on your card as an accent, but in the way that I'm going to show you today, you can actually reuse them over and over again. So I'm starting out with a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut to 3 3/4 by 5, and I've already pre-cut a couple of my snippets of this delicate tape, and I just cut it to the same measurement as the cardstock. So I just laid it on top and I noticed that it was about this one. So the first one that I'm going to do is I'm going to put it directly onto the cardstock from edge to edge, and I want to line it up pretty evenly like that. I found it's easier, you can do this with just one, but I found it's easier to do it with 2 of them, one on top of the other. For this card I used 2 different colors, Pretty in Pink and Regal Rose, and I picked a dauber for each. Now you can do this with one color, but I just liked having a graduation of light to dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my dauber and just pick up some color. Now I like to add just my first little punch on my scrap paper first, just so that I don't see a harsh circle on. And then what you're going to do is you're going to rub around in circles right on top of your little tape piece. And keep going. I did that for my first 4. Kind of like that. Make sure you get in all of the little centers. And then I took my darker color and I started with the last 3. Once you're happy with the color, what you want to do is you want to actually pick off your first line. See how pretty that is? That just leaves that extra color where your template was. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add it to your next spot on top of your tape here. And then you're going to do the same thing. So you're just going to create your color. And then go back with your darker color. Now a tip that I found helpful is when you do use these for the first time, I actually, when I took it off, I just kept pressing on it with my fingers. Oops, I just bent that one. Just pressing on it with my fingers just to take a little bit of the sticky off. Because I found that if I use it full force, it's a little bit harder to get off your cardstock, and it can tear your cardstock a little bit. Definitely take a little bit of the tackiness off of your tape before using it for the first time. So now that I'm done my 3rd row, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull up. Oh my goodness, I just love the look of this background. Now what's fun is you can make this background in any colors that you like, and it's just so pretty. When you do have it into place, definitely press them down because you don't want to get color underneath the tape. And just keep going until you have all of your cardstock covered. Once you have it completely covered, you just want to take off all of your tape, and it just leaves you with this beautiful lace background. And like I said before, you can actually reuse these on multiple cards. Next, I'm going to add my background onto my Pretty in Pink cardstock, which I've cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to add it onto my Regal Rose base, which I've cut to 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and scored in the middle. Particular project, I actually added the darker color at the bottom of the card, so it's going to look like this. Next, I took a piece of Regal Rose cardstock, cut to 1.5 by 3 inches, and I stamped it with the Oh Hello stamp set in Versamark, and then heat embossed it with our white embossing powder. I'm going to show you something fun that adds a little bit of punch to your greeting. So I took my Pretty in Pink ink pad, and I'm going to take the color out of here and just add it as a shadow on my greeting. So I want the shadow to kind of go in this direction. So on each letter, I've just added a little bit of this color, just add a little bit of punch. Can you see that? That's just fun. Okay, the next step I'm going to do is to use the corner rounder, and I'm just going to corner round both of those corners on the left-hand side. So it's going to look like that. I'm going to take my dimensionals and add that right on top of my card. So you're going to see that 4 dimensionals is just about the right amount for this one. Once you have them on, just take your backings off. If you have trouble with that, just press in the middle and the corners actually lift right off. You will find these backings all over my house. I don't know about you, but they stick everywhere. Alright, so now I'm going to add that right here. I've used some Regal Rose taffeta ribbon to create a little bow, and I'm going to take one of our glue dots and put that bow directly on there, and then I'm going to add that right to the corner of my greeting. So I hope you've enjoyed learning this new creative background, and I will see you soon.